Travis Hunter says he wants to play both ways 100% of the time. Scouts say he's a wide receiver. Teams say he might be a cornerback. What are we supposed to do with Travis Hunter in the big board?
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer.
All right, good morning, guys. We got a lot going on. Just uploaded a rankings update for patreon.com/Davis Mattek subscribers. If you have the rankings over there on the Google Sheet, you will have some ranking updates. And the NFL Combine is well under its way. We got some reports today that are worth discussing. We have got Matthew Stafford has agreed to meet with the Rams to discuss his contract. We had Benjamin Albright yesterday tweeting that we might see the Giants trade up to pick 1. That seems strange. If they're in the conversation, who do they want? Do they want Cam Ward? Do they not think they can get Shedeur? Do they not want Shedeur? We have Mr. Travis Hunter at his interview saying, I want to play both ways 100% of the time. We got a lot going on. We are well on our way in our journey through the big board. We are in fact ahead of where I think we expected to be on February 28th. We have done 85 big boards on stream on the road to 250,000. And frankly, I want them to open another contest. Really is what's going on. I want there to be another contest for us to draft in. Today at the if you're watching this live, not watching it on replay, today we are going to have the tight ends run their 40. And then the big events, Saturday and Sunday, we have the running backs and the wide receivers. Isaiah Bond, Mr. Bond himself said, I'm going to run a 4-1. A 4-1. Well, frankly, I would like to see it. And let's do it, guys. Let's get in. Let's get into the big board. We have only 65 entries left. 65 entries left. We're almost down to less than 50. We are almost 66% of the way through. Let's go ahead and enter into the big board. We're living the dream out here, boys. How are you guys doing? Is the sun shining where you guys are at? The sun is shining here. I believe this afternoon, after the members only Swolecast, I think I am going to be able to get out of the office to golf for the first time. Can't wait. My game is going to be awful, but man, I cannot wait. All right, this is big board 86 of 150. 86 of 150. My thought on Travis Kelce is that as of right now, chicken cheesesteak lover, he's undervalued. As of Friday, February 28th, with Travis Kelce being drafted as the tight end 10 at 110th overall, Travis Kelce is still undervalued to me. I think that even I guess I would put it this way. Even if Travis Kelce is moving like Jason Witten out there, don't you still want him as the tight end 10? I think it, and especially, if Worthy progresses more down the field, I feel as if there is, I guess his ceiling comes from touchdowns, but the floor is also quite good. The floor is quite good. Oh, wow. A Jahmyr Gibbs team. I'm happy to select Jahmyr Gibbs at 5. Would have been happy with either guy that I got there. 12th pick 4 times in a row. Hey man, you're not having a good time. And I apologize for that. How far is this slappy lobby pushing up Travis Hunter? Well, I will say I moved Travis Hunter pretty far up in my rankings. I moved Travis Hunter up. I've got him actually, I've got him in the 120s. What is his actual ADP right now? Maybe that's not high enough. Travis Hunter. Oh, I didn't upload my new sheet. Okay, I need to move him a little bit higher than that, actually. I'm going to move Hunter up a little bit. Connor's my guy on the fantasy stock exchange was the Quint. Trevor's was Harvey. All right, the brand, we're doing good. Well, Gronk himself said, I'm not coming back. Gronk said the report was fake. Frankly, if the Rams sign Rodgers, I don't know. Can you really not take Puka Nacua just because Aaron Rodgers is his quarterback? I mean, just imagine telling yourself that sentence. You know, I sort of feel as if that would be a buy the dip situation. No, 0% Kansas City will trade for Rachaad White. That will not happen. No. But I like the inventiveness. That's just not, I mean, Kansas City would rather just draft a guy in the 4th round than do that, sadly. If it was the NBA, maybe that would be more of an NBA style trade. Teams just don't really do things like that all that often, which makes fantasy football a little bit less fun. All right. Jahmyr Gibbs and Jonathan Taylor. So we'll do a running back start. You know, we'll turn the clock back and we'll pretend like it's 2011. Wow. Checking in from Twitch. My man checking in from twitch.tv/Davis Mattek. Good fella. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, like I'd rather have LaQuint Allen than Rachaad White. For sure would rather have LaQuint. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor. So I just desperately need a wide receiver with this next pick. Or maybe we just go full high T, running back. You know what? Let's just see what it looks like. We'll take Breece, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, all men who have been first-round picks in fantasy football before. Let's just run it back. Some good old homemade cold brew is what we're sipping on this morning. Gotta stay caffeinated. Gotta stay hydrated. You know, I'm living the dream out here, man. Very low caloric intake right now. So need a lot of caffeine. Where does Rico Dowdle sign? I would say highest probability, certainly for Mr. Dowdle would be just re-signing with Dallas. And I think he totally fits in a backfield with Genty. He would fit in a backfield with Amari and Hampton or whatever. Yes. Sure. Chicken cheesesteak lover. I have some friends and contacts at the NBC Sports Fantasy team. What do you need, brother? Who do you want to talk to? Might be time to start burning a hole through this UD bankroll. Ended the Super Bowl with a plus $4,000 win. I was going to shout out Davis, but it was like 3rd place. We only shout out winners. Yeah, you know, shout out the Swolecast when you finish 3rd. I could agree with this, Anthony. You know, I think the most likely thing, certainly to me, is that Dallas selects an offensive player with their 1st-round pick, but it could be Golden. It could be Tet. It could be Isaiah Bond. Isaiah Bond told reporters that he thinks he can run a 4.1, as in 4.1 second 40. That seems insane. And he said he has been timed at 4.23. So pretty incredible. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall. Really, any of these wide receivers is fine. Wow, I could take Kyron and just be done. Well, yeah, but this is not how teams think of running back. Anthony saying they have so many other holes. Sure, I will take Zay Flowers. Teams think of running back as a whole. You might not think that way, but that is how they think of it. I think Naked Daniels over Jalen Hurts is just stupid. So when you take AJ Brown and you pass on Jalen Hurts for Jaden Daniels, or you choose Jaden Daniels, you are giving up one of the most clear correlation points that could exist in fantasy football. Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown's ceilings are so heavily correlated. Wow, you just could really not be running worse here. All right. You know what? Let it never be said that my T is not high. Let it never be said. I don't think I'm gonna have it. I actually don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner. Thought today might be cheat day, but it might not be cheat day. Might have to save it for tomorrow. Yeah, also the stack is just better than the non-stack. Wouldn't Kirk not sign with Cleveland if they made it known to him they're taking a quarterback at 2? Honestly, I do not know at this stage in Kirk Cousins' career what he wants. Maybe he wants money. I mean, a lot of these guys, Flacco was a starter, Wentz was a starter, Andy Dalton was a starter, and then they moved into a different phase of their career and they accepted, I'm probably not going to be signed as a starting quarterback. Sure. I mean, do whatever you want. That's not really the way. I try and draft each team as best as possible in a vacuum. And those 1-to-1, because the way I would think of it is, so you have 150 drafts, so you're only going to be in position to take AJ Brown in, I don't know. Let's call it. You're in position to take AJ Brown 10% of the time. So only 10% of your teams are even going to have AJ Brown. Maybe let's even call it 16. Well, you're not going to want to take an elite quarterback on all of those, right? That would be terrible. That would not be a good decision. So then you start chopping and changing it, and you say, okay, so then half of that 16%, you can take an elite quarterback. Man. All right, Juwan Jennings, wide receiver 2 season. Not loving that. And then you get to the point of like, oh, well, I ended up and then so of those that you draft, let's say you have a good season, 25% of those teams that are already chopped in half advance, and then you get there and you end up in week 15 and you have one AJ Brown Jalen Hurts team, or 2 AJ Brown Jalen Hurts teams, maybe, once you start chopping and changing everything like that. That's just my opinion. I'm going to take downs here. All right, so we have got a super high T team. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Joe Mixon. T through the roof. Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, and Josh Downs. We are going to be cooked at wide receiver on this team. It's a Jackson Dart-ass team. Would have been a nice. I guess I should have known I was drafting with all you wide receiver slappies. What were we gonna do? Best case scenario. Oh man, I was gonna say best case scenario. Maybe we're able to get one of Shaheed or Mooney, but even that is probably not gonna happen here. So I'm going to be, you know what? This team is actually going to be a perfect range for one Mr. Travis Hunter, who I did just move up. If you refresh your Google sheet over at patreon.com/Davis Mattek, you're going to have Travis Hunter at 123. Bowers is probably a 1-2 turn pick if Stafford is the quarterback. I think you could argue even higher. But yeah, if Stafford is the quarterback, I mean, I think you can make an argument for him even higher. But I think the better question is, where should Travis Hunter go in the big board with the knowledge we have now? I mean, I feel like actually of all the players, he has the potential to be the most important guy in the big board. Travis Hunter could pretty easily be a 5th round pick in Best Ball Mania. He gets drafted as a wide receiver. The team says he's a wide receiver. Say, we want to protect Travis. We want to keep him. We want to keep him safe. We don't want to expose him too much. Gotta take Purdy here. Got to get at least one quarterback in the window. I definitely would not take Hunter at 102 right now. I actually have one rookie draft that is done before the NFL draft. We do it after the combine, before the NFL draft. It's actually a cool league. Rich Rebar's in that league. Pat Thorman's in that league. Evan Silva's in that league. Matthew Berry's in that league. It's a really cool league. And we do our rookie draft before the NFL draft. Yes, Chad, this is full. Let's hope Mr. Besh is Puka. But I think the range that we are in right now, starting to get pretty reasonable for wide receiver Travis Hunter. Omega King says he saw Hunter go 92 earlier. Well, sadly, I'm not going to be able to take him there, but it's totally viable. Could take another Colt. You know what, though? I'm going to take Mims because I am just breakout hunting. And Marvin Mims, certainly you could argue Marvin Mims is being overdrafted, but what if Marvin Mims runs 87% of the routes for the Denver Broncos? If Marvin Mims runs 87% of the routes for the Denver Broncos, guess what? He's going to end up being one of the biggest wins. You know who he's a lot like? He is a lot like Rashid Shaheed, where there never really was much question about how good Shaheed was. It was just a question of what would his role be. And I think we learned what his, yes. No, I could not disagree more with this. Really couldn't disagree more with this, because this team is dead anyway. Like, this team is already bad. I did the running backs. This team is relying on wide receiver scoring out of Zay Flowers, who is on a team that does not throw the ball very much. Juwan Jennings, who could be as far down the depth chart as wide receiver 4 on the 49ers. Josh Downs, who plays for another very run-heavy team, a quarterback who can't complete his passes. Marvin Mims, who has one of the widest range of outcomes of any player in the league. This team cannot win without a true unreal breakout at the wide receiver position. I will need a Puka Nacua, even like the Quentin Johnston season from last year, to advance this team. Much less win any money in week 17. These are the exact type of teams where you want Hunter, where it turns out that Hunter was underdrafted by 70 picks. I understand the concept of, I want Hunter as my wide receiver 7, where it doesn't matter if he's bad. But I'm on the opposite end of that. All right, so I don't get Hunter. This is a Christian Kirk pick, I feel. Could talk me into Trey Harris, actually. A little bit of rookie firepower. Sure. Whatever. We'll go Trey Harris. I'm very light on him. Yeah, unfortunately, Good said, you're out of here. Good said, you're dust. You ain't getting Hunter, bro. So there you go. Travis Hunter on the thumbnail, and I don't get him. Instead, having to take one Mr. Trey Harris. Gretch has been pretty adamant about this. If you guys are subscribers to the Stealing Signals newsletter, he's been pretty good on this. Like, basically, Hunter is sort of what you look for in these kind of league breaking. All right, do we do Kirk to set up a stack? Leaguette to set up a stack. I have like no Leaguette. Actually, I have very similar amounts of these guys. You know what? Let's do Kirk. I mean, Kirk is at least going to be playing in the NFL. Hunter just, I mean, really, it just depends on your. Frankly, I guess we just don't know. To quote the genius man himself, David Kitchen. We just don't know. And almost no player in the entire player pool has a larger range of outcomes than Hunter. Definitely not second round, but he should at least be going around where Tet McMillan is going. If you knew he was a wide receiver, he'd be going around where Tet is going. I mean, even where maybe a couple picks ahead of Egbuka, perhaps, you know. I didn't get him, Adam. I did not get Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's the talk of the town right now, though. Can't blame me for trying to engage in the talk of the town. Because I mean, I think it is pretty clear that getting Hunter correct, you know, if you could know, I'll pose it to you guys this way. If you could know the range of outcomes, if you could know the final statistical production of one player in the field for the big board, who would you choose? If you could choose one player, who would you choose? Kelsey, maybe. All right, we are kind of at an inflection point here at tight end. I am going to take Ingram. CMC is a good answer. Yeah, that's a really good answer. CMC for the one player you could know. Genty is a bad answer. We know exactly what Genty is going to do. Genty is going to get 1,400 scrimmage yards, and he is going to score between 10 and 18 touchdowns. Imagine you send your cornerback one out to run a pass, and he gets the wind knocked out of him, and now you're down your quarterback one. I would say it's the up. In my opinion, I think you go the other way on this. I think it's imagine sending your wide receiver one out to go play defense on the nickel package, and he rolls his ankle. I think the correct ranking for Genty is the 1.6. I think Genty should go 1.6, 1.7, somewhere in here. I think is the correct place to put Ashton Genty. Other people disagree with me, but that's what I think. All right, we have secured the services of Anthony Richardson. So we have Purdy, Richardson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Joe Mixon, Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, Josh Downs, Marvin Mims, Trey Harris, Christian Kirk, and Evan Ingram. Well, it depends how well he's used as a receiver. You know, there's this interesting thing that happened with Genty, where you gotta kind of read the tea leaves a little bit here. But in 2023, when Boise State was a little bit worse, they went 8-6. They were chopping and changing. They had 3 different guys start at quarterback. He was actually used much more as a receiver. He was second on Boise State in receptions. He had 43 receptions, 569 yards, and 5 touchdowns. They were much better in 2024. They won every game, obviously, except for the Oregon game, which ended up being very close. And then their college football playoff game, they were playing downhill a lot. His receptions got trimmed way back. 5th on the team in receptions, only 23 receptions, 138 yards. Yes. Hunter did get dinged up, but played. I don't believe Hunter missed a game. The way I feel about Jaden Blue is that his way of impacting the National Football League will be very similar to how Guerrero did it, because Jaden Blue was not a good college running back. There's just no way you can view what he did at Texas as being a good running back. In 2023, he got outproduced by Jonathan Brooks and CJ Baxter. He was the third string running back. Then coming into and actually, by the way, Keelan Robinson, who's a special teamer for the Jaguars, averaged 11.2 yards per carry and was getting rotational work as well. All of Jaden Blue's stuff came in like blowouts at the end of games. But Blue is saying crazy shit like this, that he's going to run a 4.2. So if he runs a 4.2, guess what? None of that shit matters. Yeah, if he runs 4.28, damn, I was gonna take Pitts there. All right, this is a Jalen Royals ass team actually. So I'm gonna take 3 tight ends on this team anyways. Wide receivers more important. Jaden Blue is the Devin A-Chain of Dree Archers. I like that one, J Buck. All right, we have got Brock Purdy, Anthony Richardson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Joe Mixon, Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, Josh Downs, Marvin Mims, Trey Harris, Christian Kirk, Jalen Royals. God, we are up the creek without a paddle right now. Yeah, Genty is a good pass catcher and a sturdy pass blocker as well. You know, Genty's a very good player, and I think the faders, I think the doubters are, frankly, I think they're going to wonder what it is that they were doubting when they see him play. Harold Fannin Jr., again, we need to add some ceiling to this tight end room. Harold Fannin, I think, is making a good business decision to not run the 40. I think that he'd probably run like a 4.55. I think he's making a good decision to just stand on business and be like, look, no one in college football the last 2 years was even close to me in production. You know, you want a guy who can immediately come in and catch 65 passes. He definitely can. Scattaboo is only doing the vertical and the long jump. Scattaboo only doing the vertical and the long jump. Why is that? That's a real win, Torst. But yeah, I think by just while we're here on Harold Fannin Jr., who I just took, I think I'm saying I think unlike Scattaboo, well, actually probably the same thing as Scattaboo, is he is doing the calculated decision of I can be a 3rd round pick based off my tape. My 40 is not going to help. My 40 is only going to hurt. Yeah, well, Warren was never going to know. Warren was never going to run the 40. Warren's going to be a 1st round pick. All right. This is a great A.D. Mitchell team. Double stack and actually triple stacking Anthony Richardson. How could this go wrong? A.D. Mitchell, done, bang. We're in there. Some good alpha in the Ben Johnson interview. Running back's very important to him. Rome expected to be in the slot. Yeah. He ain't playing DeAndre Swift. A good GM quote today about how outdated the combine is with how you can just track players' speed and metrics during games. 100%. 100%. RAS isn't worthless, but you are right because it's right in the name. Relative athletic score. It will become something that matters less. Yeah, Chad. Worst day of your life. Scattaboo not running the 40. But maybe it's not, man. Maybe it's not. You know, there's still information to be gained, and there's still guys where it will matter. All right. Jackson Dart. Welcome to the team, man. Brock Purdy, Anthony Richardson, Jackson Dart, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Joe Mixon. Wide receivers, Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, Josh Downs, Marvin Mims, Trey Harris, Christian Kirk, Jalen Royals, A.D. Mitchell, Evan Ingram, Harold Fannin Jr. Oh no, Chad. Sack was on the Sack was counter trading you. He slammed Scadaboo slowers, and he was so right, and he's not getting paid. Hey man, the high school ranking does matter, by the way. NFL teams do care about that stuff. Guys like Stephon Diggs, who were like 5-star recruits who never played that well in college. You NFL teams do factor that stuff in. Yes, I think Scadaboo did the correct thing to give him any chance of being a third-round pick. Now, what I would say to you, if you're happen to be someone who roots for the Arizona State Sun Devils, of course, there are examples you can draw from anything, right? Yes, you can play this on both sides. Yes, the problem is, well, the combine is for medical information mostly, and interviews and things like that. Now, I think we just do 5 running backs on this team. I started Gibbs, JT, Breece Hall, Joe Mixon, so I think we just do 5 running backs. I can afford another tight end, but I need the wide receiver. Yeah, medical information and interviews. Some guys also just wait for their pro day, which I think is reasonable. You know what? I've been mocking this the whole time, but you know what this team needs? This team needs Deontay Johnson to sign with someone in a big way. This team needs Deontay Johnson. I've been making fun of him through the whole process, but is slamming all fasters the sharp play with so many players opting out if they think they'll run poorly? No, but I mean, the thing that is true is that the Indianapolis track is fast. The Scadaboo news is that he is not running the 40. Blake, Scadaboo is only going to run. He's only going to do the vertical and the broad jump, which I expect he will be quite good at. And you know what? Assuming I don't get sniped, I'm going to take Jaden Blue for my first hand. Genty met with the Bengals. We'll see, man. We'll see about that. Yeah, the combine. Bang, Jaden Blue. Chase Brown would be a 12th round pick, 13th round pick. Chase Brown will be a 12th or 13th round pick if the Bengals draft any of these running backs. Caleb Johnson, Amarian Hampton, any of these guys. Chase Brown becomes Trey Benson if the Bengals take any of these guys. There you go. I believe that is the first time I've selected Jaden Blue. But, we're following the theme of the day. And if Jaden Blue runs a 4.22 or whatever, stay woke. There was a really good quote on Brendan Strange. Yeah, let me find it and pull it up. There was it's the GM said something about like, oh, we're not going to be able to keep him off the field or whatever. Basically everyone's saying the blue hype is that he's going to run a 4.1. 4.22 or whatever. I mean, it depends on who they take, Zach. I think it depends on who they take. If it's Genty, he's going to jail. All right. I don't remember who, but someone has been really talking up Luke Musgrave in the chat. I'm sorry that I forgot who you are, but I took him there. Final team, Brock Purdy with Juwan Jennings, Anthony Richardson with Jonathan Taylor, Josh Downs, and A.D. Mitchell, Jackson Dart. Running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Joe Mixon, Jaden Blue. Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, Josh Downs, Marvin Mims, Trey Harris, Christian Kirk, Jalen Royals, A.D. Mitchell, Deontay Johnson. Tight end room, Evan Ingram, Harold Fannin, Luke Musgrave. My God, man. Those wide receivers. That is one of the worst wide receiver. You could conceivably tell me a story where not one of these wide receivers scores 100 underdog points. You could tell me, I mean, Flowers, obviously it's a stretch, but you could tell me Jennings, Downs, Mims, Harris, Kirk, Royals, Mitchell, and Deontay Johnson all stay healthy, play all 17 games, and don't score 100 underdog points. Yeah, Genty's just a much better player. They don't even really seem, those things don't really seem related to me. Hey man, that tight end room is not that bad. Ingram, Fannin, Musgrave. I mean, it's not great, but it's not that bad. The wide receivers are the issue. This is an F-. I mean, that team fucking stinks. God. Running backs are terrible, man. This team stinks. Stinks out loud. I need to put an F- in there. F-, running backs suck. Oh my God, man. That is just some, I need to wash the taste out of my mouth of that one. All right. Let's feed the dogs.
The Davis Mattek YouTube channel is made possible by viewers like you. Every subscriber, memby, and super chat goes to ensuring Davis doesn't have to work at State Farm. Thank you.
In the sense of how the thing was Marvin Harrison Jr. was not that generational of a prospect. He was a good prospect, but he wasn't generation, especially because he didn't run at the freaking combine. All right, where are we picking? 1-6 again? All right. Deliver me from evil. People said Caleb and MHJ were generational just because other people said they were. Hey, I want it on the record. I was not a Marv, bro. I got everything wrong last year. I was the worst drafter on the site. No one was worse than me. But I did know Marvin Harrison Jr. was a bad pick. I said it. It's on the record. I think I had 4% of him. I was not a Marv, bro. How good is Zach? How good is that bit? Zach is the best. All right. I am not taking any running backs in this draft. My God, this man just got gifted Justin Jefferson at 5. Wow. Nez, did you win? Did you win an NBA last night? I'll give you guys a little bit of alpha here. I will give you, I never talk about NBA on these streams because I like when people watch them in reverse. I will say there is literally one of the most exploitable NBA ADPs I have ever seen this evening. I've never seen anything like it. Trae Young is a 4th round pick in NBA BRs tonight on Underdog. But thank you, Nez. You're a good man. You're a very good man, and I appreciate you and I love you. I actually maybe this will expose me as a casual. I actually have really greatly been enjoying the Dinger stuff with John. So thank you for that. If you guys are looking for more Dinger content, maybe you watch the Membies only one that I did with Easy yesterday, which, by the way, if you are a member of the Davis Mattek YouTube channel, there is a couple members only videos this week to go check out. But Nez, I've been enjoying the Dinger stuff over there. I got him. I walked my dog this morning, Miles. I walked my dog this morning, and I got Trae Young. I got Trae Young and Chet Holmgren at the 3-4 turn. Didn't win, just paid my mortgage, so my money is just flowing out of my accounts. Slick Rick saying Stafford and Rams getting a new deal done. Okay. Mr. Bonsai, we go on each other's shows all the time. Me and the Badge Bros, we are great friends. I've been on and off the clock. John and Nez have been on the channel a lot. Wow. All right. We argued about Derrick Henry on the stream yesterday for hours. There you go. Oh, gotta do the timestamp for big board 87 of 150. Big board 87 of 150. Wow. Miles, this I would say this to you if you don't want Stafford. What about the quarterback play that you have seen in the last 6 years of your life has led you to believe that you don't want Matt Stafford? I mean, you're not going to do better than Derrick Henry at 19. How are you going to do better than Derrick Henry at 19? You simply aren't. You're not doing better than picking Derrick Henry at 19. Not happening. Is that who you want, Miles? You want what's the timeline? The Giants have been one of the worst, most laughable teams in football for the last decade. Don't you just want to watch some competent football? I would assume you would just want to watch some competent football. I'm taking Worthy. Last time, I'm living. This is a great question. Where does Slick Rick rank in source credibility on a scale from Adam Schefter to Crack Rock? Well, yes. Okay. It depends. Of course, it depends on what pick is involved. If it's the first, sure. If it's their first round pick, insane. I mean, Justin, I just take in the first round, I just follow ADP. I think frankly, I think both Chase and Barkley are terrible picks relative to historical values of the 101. And I think my opinion is worth shit, is that the correct ordering of the first round would be Jefferson 1, Bijan 2, Gibbs 3, Chase 4, Lamb, then Barkley. But, you rub two pennies together and you're getting what is running around in my brain. Barkley has a chance to be the worst first round pick since Jonathan Taylor. My thoughts on tripling down, Peppertoni, it's really this. I just cannot take another year of being so obviously right and not winning any money. It's just nothing. I've been having this thought. You guys can tell me what you think about this. Being smart has basically never done anything for me in my life. I've spent the whole quest of my life. I read books. Since I was young, I have been in a classical Western sense. I have just wanted to be intelligent. I've liked gaining knowledge. I like to be bright. I like to be inquisitive. Facts are interesting to me, and it has not served me well at all. I'll take Jameson Williams here. Being intelligent has never done anything for me. So I'm done trying to do that. I'm just like, oh, the market says Barkley is the 102. Sure, whatever. I mean, it's probably wrong, but what do I gain? You know, there's just nothing to gain. Report out there that the Packers are trying to trade for Metcalf. Pick 23 in Dubs or Wicks. I mean, Ben, I bet you probably make more money than me though. So it's hard to say. True, we could have Wicks freed. We could have Wicks freed in Seattle. So that would be nice. All right. Lamb, Henry, Worthy, JMO. Many such cases, MacNova. GM to you, man. How we doing? I would find it hard to believe that Seattle would want to trade Metcalf, but maybe there's, maybe there's attitude stuff there. Maybe he just doesn't want to play there anymore. I'm gonna take Jerry Jeudy. Last time was we did an extreme running back build last week. Nothing more slappy than trying to convince ourselves Wicks is the wide receiver 1 instead of JSN. Meanwhile, he's getting outproduced by AJ Barner. Dontavian Wicks actually a great example where being smart is insanely stupid. Like knowing about Dontavian Wicks's yards per route run and his like reading into quotes. Like I remember like going to Packers.com and listening to interviews where Jordan Love was talking about how Dontavian Wicks was his guy. Yeah, and Wicks' separation score. Guess what? Absolutely worthless. Literally, actually, no, opposite of worthless. Literally the reverse. Actually, legitimately harmful. Knowing anything about Dontavian Wicks last year just like actively cost you money. Well, this is, again, intelligence meaning nothing. It's actually not true. It's just straight up categorically false in terms of research. Reading does make you more intelligent. Like significantly so. Oh, is there what's the I don't think I've ran my update yet. Let's see. Maybe I missed it. Laporta actually would be a sick pick here. Yeah, let's do Laporta. Laporta is a good ad. Part of the original thesis of Zero RB or Hero RB was that winning the tight end position, winning the onesie positions was very important. Go to your active draft tabs and you should notice it. All right, active draft tabs on the dog application. I'm not noticing anything. Oh, fast drafts at top of the queue. I'm on the clock in a slow draft, so let me make this pick real quick. I'm gonna just take another pitcher. All right. We have got Derrick Henry, CeeDee Lamb, Xavier Worthy, Jameson Williams, Jerry Jeudy, and Sam Laporta. We're going to take... You know what? This actually is this team could actually probably stomach Deebo Samuel. I'm not going to take Mahomes. It's kind of a tricky spot. I do not want to take Mahomes on this team. You know what? Let's live a little. Deebo. An old flame. I cannot do any combine props in Missouri, Miles. Not allowed. In fact, I can't even see them in my Underdog application. I can only get past them on... Yeah, they are on UD, but they are not in some states. You cannot do them on Underdog Champions. You're not allowed to do the combine picks. If I was doing combine picks, my gold star lock would be Matthew Golden lower than 4.41. Taking Hero RB to a new... I mean, Derrick Henry, brother. You got to be the hero. Derrick Henry at pick 19. CeeDee Lamb, Xavier Worthy, Jameson Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Deebo Samuel. So this will be a good Cam Ward team. This room seems a little bit less wide receiver thirsty. What is Caleb Johnson's 40-yard dash time in the dog app? I mean, I literally can't see it, but I'd be pretty curious. Because if he weighs, I don't know, let's call it, he weighs in 230, even 229 or whatever. Oh, I've done this many times, driven across the state border to make some bets. But that was before I could use Underdog Champions. But now that I have Underdog Champions, I'm just too lazy. I'm not driving across the border to go fire when I've got Underdog Champions. Like, I can do golf, I can do football, I can do basketball. 4.47 for Caleb Johnson sounds about right, which, by the way, would make him, again, very undervalued in this market, in the big board market. That would be my opinion. Yeah, the Illinois border is about 20 minutes away from me, and I used to, on Sunday mornings, drive across the border all the time. Now, the other issue is I do those mammoth, I do those 4-hour streams on Sunday morning, so I don't have the time to do that anymore. I'm there all the time. Patriots view Hunter as the best offensive and defensive player. Why is that? I would completely believe that Caleb would run. Caleb is, I mean, he is the one who got me most woke. Gotta take off here. Caleb Johnson is the one who got me most woke to this running back class being incredible. Because Caleb Johnson in a quote-unquote normal draft class, I mean, he would be so far away the runaway running back one. Like, he makes Josh Jacobs, the prospect, look like absolute dog shit. Seriously. Like, and Caleb Johnson is maybe the running back 4, like maybe the 4th drafted running back class here. I mean, it's nuts. I think he's a little bit bigger than that. Just based off watching him, I think he'll be bigger than 215. I mean, 215 obviously is fine. I just think he probably is a little bit bigger than that. Yeah, Genty, Hampton, Travion. I mean, even Judkins. Where would Judkins have gone last year? Would Quinshon Judkins have been the second best running back, the third best running back, and now he might be a third round pick? I mean, like Quinshon Judkins compared to Trey Benson, it's laughable how much better of a prospect he is. Laughable, brother. I mean, this is just a hilarious team. We're gonna get Mark Andrews at pick $1 billion. Sure, yeah, I would love to take Mark Andrews at pick 102. Yeah, running back 2 at worst before injured Brooks last year. Even, I am absolutely dying. I gotta pee, boys. I'm pissing right here. I'm pissing in this room. I'm pissing in real life. Where would one ACL Brooks in this class, like you if you just ported Jonathan Brooks over, Jonathan Brooks would be like like the running back 5 in this class, running back 6 maybe. He's indistinguishable from some of these guys. Dang, I was hoping to get Mr. Mims. Looks like it is not to be. But we will very casually select Dak Prescott here. This is about as extreme as I pushed it with the running backs, and honestly, it feels good. An extreme hero RB build feels good. This is back to my roots. Listening to some scouts at the combine, they prefer Judkins to Henderson, and I totally get that. I because if you look at it, Henderson is the guy that that we would like, that us slappies would like. Henderson's fast, he's explosive, he's dynamic, but you know what? Judkins is just gonna get in the hole and punish you for trying to tackle him. Aaron Kenny, member for 6 months. What a fucking man. What a legend. Aaron Kenny, thank you, brother. Want to slow Jaden Higgins 40 tomorrow? I think you'll probably get it. I think Higgins probably runs a 4.56. That's my guess. And I also think he is pretty likely to... Is there any reason to take my third quarterback here? There isn't, really, right? Welcome to the team, Travis Hunter. I don't like that comp. Forte to me was more of a dancer. Again, I could be wrong, but Forte was more of a dancer. Judkins, who's a good... Let me run a little sim score on Jud. You know who Judkins kind of reminds me of? Judkins kind of reminds me of a Zach Moss who was fast. Does that make sense? Anytime we can get excited about Xavier Hutchinson 2.0 in a weak wide receiver class, we got to do it. I think he's a little bit better than that. I think he's not a lot better, but a little bit better. Let me do what do we got? What is Judkins' listed weight? I know I've run these sims about 1 billion times. Yeah, when I type in Quinshon Judkins in my browser window, it autocorrects to Quinshon Judkins' weight. Right? I'm gonna give him draft pick 45. I'm gonna give him a weight of 220. I'm gonna give him a 40 of 4 point. I'm gonna give him 4.5 on the nose, and I'm gonna give him 7 flat in the 3 cone. Our 10-yard splits. 10-yard splits are pretty important for wide receivers. The 10-yard splits are pretty good and directionally accurate for wide receivers. With running backs, though, I think the 3-cone drill is really, really good for running backs. 3-cone drill tends to be one of the most predictive metrics from the combine for running backs. 7 flat's probably a little bit generous. I do love using Zach Moss as a comp. Yeah. Men would rather draft Rico Dowdle as their running back 2 than go to therapy. Men would rather draft Rico Dowdle as their running back 2 than go to therapy. Yeah, 10-yard split is a big edge stat, true. DeMarco Murray is a good one. DeMarco Murray's a really good comp for Judkins, actually. All right, top Judkins comps in the RotoViz database. Jonathan Brooks is actually number 1. Darius Geis, Cam Akers, Javonte Williams. Javonte is a good one. Pre-injury Javonte is actually a good Quinshon Judkins comp. You guys like that one? That one makes sense. Yeah, once in a while you'll see a wide receiver with like a 6.7 3-cone drill, which is huge. Didn't JSN was like 6.68 or something? Yeah, I mean Murray was basically the best running back in the NFL for like a short period. Judkins, I don't think, has that ceiling. This is definitely, I don't even want to say it because I don't want WD Simp to take him, but there's a pretty obvious click at running back here, I think, because we're about to absolutely spam rookies. Yes, he didn't take him. This is a Ray Davis team, just a good handcuff guy, and then we are about to absolutely spam rookie running backs for the end of this. Spencer, you should do neither. You should go to the gym and you should do some incline bench press today. That's what you should do. You should drink tap water and go to the gym and do incline bench press. Barrel chest day. Yeah, JSN was crazy in the 6.5s. Fluoride water? People are saying, bro. People are saying. What do you think's in my coffee right now? My coffee is made with tap water. All right. How you guys think this extreme build's coming? We have Goff with JMO and Laporta. We have Dak with CD, maybe with Rico. Running back room, Derrick Henry, Rico Dowdle, Ray Davis. CeeDee Lamb, Xavier Worthy, Jameson Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Deebo Samuel, and Travis Hunter. They will never be able to take Javonte's rookie season, in which he started 1 game, away from us. What would Kitchen do for spin soon? The thing is I don't think Kitchen doesn't do the incline bench. He does incline dumbbell. Wow, Ollie Gordon. Okay, I was going to say Ollie Gordon might come all the way around, but he did not. You know what? I'm just going to take Algier. Who's going to be a better pick on this team than Algier? Is there an obvious spot I'm missing? I don't think so. Algier or Braylon, I don't know, flip a coin. Algier less likely to lose his job. All right. One more quarterback, probably. Could certainly argue I do not need a third tight end on this team with Laporta and Andrews. Jerome Ford is like the most boring player on earth to me. I just cannot get in on Jerome Ford. He's fine. I take him sometimes. This is a great question. Do we think David Kitchen has ever set off the lunk alarm at Planet Fitness? What do we think? Has David Kitchen set off the lunk alarm? All right, this might be the last chance to get good, cheap Mr. Besh. What if Jack Besh runs a 4.42 at like 219 pounds? Hey, oh man, this is probably a bad take by me, but I like raw celery. Is that a bad take? I enjoy eating celery. A little bit of here's the take. So you get celery when you get wings, obviously. Celery and a little bit of the buffalo sauce. Unbelievably good. Love to see it. All right. Goff, Dak, Henry. I guess I definitely need 2 rookie running backs to finish this one out. Maybe a rookie tight end. Well, I am also overweight, Mac Nova, so you're not alone there, brother. Someone said this to me on Twitter the other day. I'm built like a catcher, which could not be more accurate. I am built like a catcher. Like, you could tell I'm definitely athletic, but you can also tell I don't say no to too many treats, which is very accurate. I think Besh is probably getting drafted in the 2nd round anyway. There are so many teams that need a wide receiver. There are the NFL meta has changed so much. You're just not getting away. Like, think about a team like the Falcons. They have Pitts, they have Mooney, they have London. They dedicated so much of their roster to like Ray McLeod, was playing 90% of snaps. Just like you can't really be doing that, in Donald Trump's America. All right, RJ Harvey went. That sucks. We'll do Giddens. Get ourselves a little bit of DJ Giddens. 100% kitchen lunk alarm mods. So Spencer, you're saying this about the ads. I got a notification actually from YouTube yesterday when I was checking my comments. And the ad notification was that they are doing a fix to the way that YouTube ads are served. So they're changing the way that ads are served. So I would assume that's why. I'm a Falcons fan. They're not even bringing offensive coaches to the combine, and def not taking wide receiver. Well, that means that they're all bad at their jobs, because running back last year's offense with Penix is a bad idea. It's just a really bad idea to be like, we're doing a wide receiver 3, Ray McLeod, Kadarrell Hodge, and Rondale Moore off a broken leg. It's just like a truly bad idea. Why would you want that to be the experience that that Michael Penix has? I would argue that they're not fine on offense, but that's just the way I approach football. It's just easier to put points on the board than take them off. You know what? They can't stop me. They want to stop me from taking Jackson Dart, but they can't. Mooney stinks. That's the thing about Mooney, is he's not good. No, he's fine. Darnell Mooney is fine. But yes, so this is a very good point that Giraffe makes. It's a very strong defensive draft. I believe there were 24 defensive tackles who got a combine invite, Where do we think Mooney was at in terms of yards per route run? It's just an interesting question. Not that it really means that much in the end. Hey, pretty good. Mooney and Terry McLaurin had the same yards per route run. Yeah, Falcons defense is terrible. I mean, no doubt about that. Mooney is the Keenan McCardell of Romeo Dubs. All right. One more running back. One more wide receiver. Oh, and there's just a very obvious wide receiver here to take. Mooney, higher yards per route run than Addison. Yeah, people are saying, bro. Falcons offensive line is really good. There you go. Jalen Tolbert. Career high 98 yards in week 18. 127 points last year. Pretty good. I mean, this team is a lot better than the running back team, isn't it? I guess this is the trap I fell into last year. This is the trap, is because you can tell yourself a story about these guys getting you points, and then guess what? Rico sucks, Ray Davis sucks, Algier sucks, Giddens sucks, and then guess what? Your team is dead, right? Isn't that so funny? Who do I take as my last running back? This could be... I was going to say it could be LeQuint, and then he went. Maybe I just take two more darts. I'm going to take Shipley and then another dart, actually. I'm going to do a 7 running back team. Because I really pushed it with this one. Goff, Prescott, Dart, Henry, Dowdle, Ray Davis, Tyler Algier, DJ Giddens, Will Shipley, Lamb, Worthy, Jamo, Judy, Debo, Hunter, Besh, Tolbert. I mean, if Laporta and Andrews don't get me across the finish line, then I'm dust anyway. Great point. Pitts, London, Bijan, Penix, top 10 last 4 years. I am not a Trevor Etienne guy. I mean, he's fine. No, I'm not taking Brandon Cooks. I just feel like that guy is retiring. How could he possibly play? And I mean, he was so bad. When I just looked this up the other day, didn't he have 0.86 yards per route run? Brandon Cooks, 0.89 yards per route run. I mean, that is just so bad. It would be nice. Well, it would be nice if he did have some lineage who was successful. Nepo baby season did not work for us last year. All right, so we only have one rookie. I do need another rookie. I think that's the way it works. Yeah, doing one more after this. One more draft after this. Then we're out of here. All right, theme of the day. I'm taking Jaden Blue again. Final team. Well, let's see. Let's go back and see if I made any mistakes. All right, Lamb 1, Henry after ADP, took Worthy. Maybe could have taken Brees there. Jamo, I would have taken James Cook, I think, if he was there. Judy over the Hampton, Travion, Caleb Johnson range, whatever. I would have taken Caleb Johnson if he was there. He didn't. Debo, I mean, could have been Downs, could have been McMillan, could have been Tracy, could have been Aaron Jones. Goff had to take. Andrews, I think, had to take. Dak, I had to take. Hunter could have been Leggett, could have been Spears. Didn't need a quarterback there. Ray Davis, I think, was strong. Algier, whatever. Could have been Ford. Could have been Guerrero. Besh, I really like. Giddens, I really like. Dart, I obviously really like. Maybe would have taken Jordan. Actually, would have taken Jordan James there. Jalen Tolbert, Will Shipley, Jaden Blue. My man drafted Frank Gore Jr. last year. All right. Let's go and do the final draft of the stream. We need them to open the little board too, to ensure that the 4-hour streams continue. That was a good team. That was Andrews could have been someone else. It's just hard for me to pass up on that value. Oh wow. I've never seen that screen. That was a weird screen. Am I in the draft? I've never seen that error screen before. Oh, I didn't even, bro, we didn't even feed the dog. God, guys, how cute is that dog? I mean, how insanely cute is that dog? Wow, I love her, man. She's also turning into like a good dog too. She is figuring it out. She still makes some mistakes, but she's really figuring it out. All right, the 1-5, so I will get Jefferson or Gibbs. Took my puppy to the vet today. Threw up 1 minute away from my house. I got a good. This is my stream, so I can tell whatever stories I want. So I took the puppy with me to run errands yesterday. We had to I had to take some stuff, whatever. Books back to the library, to returns, grocery store, whatever. I took the dog with me to run some errands yesterday. And we're driving around. I mean, we were probably in the car for like an hour. So it was a long car ride. And I have the windows of my car rolled down. We pull back up into the driveway. All right, I guess I'm not getting Jefferson, so I'm getting Bijan or Gibbs. We get home. Wow. Jameer Gibbs. We get home. Dog immediately, instantaneously jumps out the window. The second we roll into, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That's crazy. The window's been down the whole time. You could have jumped out. And she yaks. She just yaks up a little bit of kibble and then just acts like nothing's wrong. She got car sick. Never really heard of a dog getting, I mean, it makes sense. Why wouldn't a dog get car sick? She's back there rolling around, jumping and shit. But I'm like, that's crazy. I've never had a dog do that before. Big board, 88 of 150. 88 of 150, boys. My dog acts like it's going to throw up every time I put it in the car. Still has the member of throwing up in the car in our first car. And dogs do stuff like that, historical anomalies. They really do. They really do those things where it's like, this experience I had this one time with this one thing will be the experience I have forever for the rest of my life. It is kind of funny how that happens. GM Jake, how we doing, brother? Yeah, dog memory is crazy. And yes, they do. Dogs throw up all the time for no reason. Their stomachs are wild. My man did the super slappy special, the A-Chain Genty start. That is like guys who hate running backs draft running backs, and those are those two. $92 drafts in to the big board. My dog is terrified of bathrooms now because he got a bath in one. Damn, I was really hoping to get London. All right, I was going to say, I have like absolutely no Lad McConkey. Again, I don't think he's that great of a pick, but sure. And this is obviously a very chalk beginning. Gibbs McConkey is going to be a super common pairing. Yeah. They found a chicken wing on the street one time. And they're like, oh, dude, got to go back there to go get that chicken wing. That's the chicken wing spot. All right, so what do you do when you have a real chalky start I guess things you can do. I mean, I kind of learned this from NFL BRs. Great thing to do when you have a chalk start is don't look a gift horse in the mouth. With let's just say, for example, it didn't happen, but let's say this is a slappy room and Josh Jacobs came all the way here, would have been tapping the button on be like, oh, well, I fixed the pairing by getting a faller. Push Worthy up the board, flip the board. Yeah. What's worse, being blind to the olds and missing on Thielen, Connor, whatever, or begrudgingly taking them and watching 35-year-old Thielen turn to dust? Well, I can tell you that is exactly what is going to happen to me, Giraffe. All right, Brees or... we'll flip the board. Actually, I'm going to flip the board with DJ. Yeah, I'm going to take more. Because this year, I'm just going to draft 8% of everyone and just be like, oh, well, there's nothing I could do. I took Derrick Henry. And just watch them absolutely suck shit while all the young guys do well. I mean, it's exactly what's going to happen, right? It's like, oh, dude, got to respect the market. Can't advance 6% of my teams anymore. And it'll be the year of the slappy. It'll be Bowers smash, Worthy smash, A-Chain smash, rookie running back smash. Barkley sucks, scores 4 touchdowns. Derrick Henry finally, it's the most obvious thing that has ever happened in the history of humanity. It has already been written into the, you could put it in the annals of human history that this is going to be the absolute lock. Derrick Henry is very unlikely to break LaDainian Tomlinson's record. Year the slappy, people are saying. By the way, are you guys seeing the merch store underneath the video? Do you see it on mobile as well? Because it's the data in YouTube Studio is not clear with the shopping, but and in my back end it shows that all of the stuff is being displayed. That Mattek.store is being displayed. So I hope it is. And I hope that people order shirts and mugs. Not live in mobile. Sees it in the description on his phone. All right, well, there you go. What do I... flipping the board. Mooncat flipping the board with Metcalf. Rome Adunze. Wow, I mean, you know what? Slappy is as Slappy does. That is a crazy... Chase Brown at pick 44. Chad sees it on mobile and that there's a sale. It says visit the store on your actual page. All right, so it seems like it's rolling out differently for different people. You know what? Would have been slappy there? Would have been slappy as shit to take Rome Odunze there and not take to take Chase Brown. That is a big fall. Chase Brown is almost picked on average where I picked before. Now here's a question for you guys. Bengals take no running backs. Their running backs for next year are Khalil Herbert, Chase Brown, and Travion Williams. Where does Chase Brown go? Pretty goddamn high, right? Would you rather have Josh Jacobs or Chase Brown backfield to himself? I should you know what? I should message him. I actually think I have his phone number. I should send him a message and say, "Hey man, do you care if I put your name and image likeness on one of my shirts?" 7-hole has a crazy start. This feels fine. What's crazy about it? I think that's just all the players at ADP other than Adams. What do I do here? What do I do here? Whatever, dude. It's slappy season. You guys want to slap? There's slap. I flipped the board again. There's an issue with the way the photos are rendered on the mug where it looks like the mug is rotated so you could just see the edge of the logo. All right, well, that's not great. I guess I need to get back in the data. At least the ads are running though. Oh yeah, Najee is getting paid a ton of money. Najee is going to get paid 3 years, $25 million. There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. It's just the lay of the land. Wow, imagine a Jeff Janis, Dylan Laube, Laird super team. Zach Moss is under contract, I believe. Yeah, Zach Moss, Spotrac. He signed a 2-year, $8 million deal, didn't he? Now, they can cut him for like very little money, and he costs $4 million against the cap. But yeah, he probably comes back. 2 first-round picks from last year and 2 from the second seems pretty good. That's just a very common... You could just get that combination every time you wanted it, though. If you wanted to take Neighbors, A.J. Brown, Breece Hall, Devontae Adams every draft, you could have that team 80% of the time if you wanted, probably. I don't think flipping the board is a round 5 thing. I don't know. It wasn't really about flipping the board. I just wanted to take Caleb Johnson, and I wasn't going to get him at pick 68. And I didn't need I don't like taking Rashi really right now at all. And I don't like reaching on these very, let's just be honest. Sutton, Judy, Godwin, Ridley. These are mediocre picks, frankly. You want to know what? One of the rookie wide receivers I see being very Bengals coded is actually Devin Neal. All right, you know what? I have no Calvin Ridley. Actually, you know what? We're slapping it up. I'm taking Igbuka. Slap City. Rice is probably a little worse. Rice is probably a little worse than Ayuk. Y'all like Pokemon, bro? I wish that I could just play Pokemon Blue on my phone. I wish that I could just download the Pokemon Blue or whatever, and just play it on my phone. That would be so sick. You can't. I don't think so. Don't you have to have a weird emulator or something? Kevin has no Igbuka. Might have to start reaching for it. Tell me, guys, tell me how. How can I just play Pokemon Blue on my phone? I always started with the water type mostly. All right, what's your guys' favorite? Because I had an emulator on my computer. I've played Game Boy on my computer. It's called Delta. I just searched Delta GBA. Delta emulator. Delta game emulator. Do I have to pay for this? You guys gonna make me pay? How much does this cost? All right, done. Downloading. Oh man. There's a guy I'm really trying to take more of who is maybe going to be available at this pick, and I really hope that he is. All right, I'm downloading it right now. Here's the thing, though. I know I'm bullshit about this because do you know what's going to happen? I'm going to play this game for 7 minutes, and then I'm going to go back to the dog app. All right, Pearsall is the one I'm trying to take more of. Jahmyr Gibbs, Chase Brown, Caleb Johnson, Lad McConkey, DJ Moore, Emeka Egbuka, and Ricky Pearsall. I'm literally lying because I am just going to I'm going to play this game for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to be like, you know what I should do? Draft another dinger. Because the way that I think is basically like, this is such my mental illness. But my mental illness is basically like, until I'm rich, until like my YouTube channel and Patreon is where I want it to be, every minute that I'm alive that I don't spend trying to make myself more rich is basically just a minute wasted. Like, capitalism is so deep in the stem of my brain that I'm like, oh, why are you playing this video game? Why are you doing this when you could be drafting a dinger? And then if you win the dinger, you'll be able to be like, oh, stream a draft with the winner of the dinger, stream a draft with the winner of the dance. Oh, look at his account balance. He won the dance. He must be so sharp. And like, obviously me winning something does not change the quality of my brain in any way, shape, or form. Like, if I win the big board, I'm just the same dumb idiot that drafted all those dumb idiot teams last year. You know? Like, the quality of my brain will have not changed in any way. But I'll get, what, I don't know. If I win the big board, how many YouTube subscribers will I gain from that? 1,000, 2,000, maybe over the long run. You know, meaningfully changes the quality of my life, probably. But I am literally the same guy who smooth brained past Saquon Barkley 1,000 times in one off season or whatever. Yeah, the money is like whatever, you know? Because at the end of the day, the money is not life-changing. Like, 100%. Yeah, I'd make more money bartending than doing fantasy sports. 1,000,000%. There are a lot of things I could do in my life that would make me more money than this. But I love fantasy sports, and I actually really love streaming. Like, I love you making YouTube videos is awesome. It's really the job that I should have been trying to find forever. That's very true. Yeah, no, that's a great point. If I won the big board, I guess I just take Purdy here, right? It's too fancy to do anything else. Bang. Yes, that's a good point. So, like, let's say even if I won $50,000, that could be money that could be straight reinvested into the quote unquote business that I'm running here, where I could hire an editor, I could hire like a guy to do like TikToks and like YouTube shorts for me. So true. That's real shit. Yeah. I don't know, but Mason Dodd is going to be on the channel next week. Next Thursday stream, so Thursday afternoon, Fantasy Flock, aka Mason Dodd, will be a guest on the Davis Mattek YouTube channel. So if you've never encountered Mr. Flock before, he will be here drafting a big board with us. Maybe we'll even do a bigger board. Maybe with Mr. Mason on the channel. Maybe we'll do a bigger board. Should I wear a suit? I don't really want to take Mooney. My wide receiver room is Ladd, DJ Moore, and Mattek, Buka, Ricky Pearsall. You know what? Perfectly cromulent Darnell Mooney. Sure. Why not? I think so. I hope so. Do you worry to have the audience you desire? You need to dumb down content to appeal? No, because if I had as many subscribers as Peter, I would be doing fine. And Peter doesn't dumb his shit down. Peter has a great sized audience and doesn't need to watching film probably has a net negative impact on your fantasy football winnings, I would guess, for the average person. I would assume that basically if you were offered two options, you can watch all the film you want, or you can have access to as much data as you want. You would win more money with access to all the data. Not to say that you shouldn't watch them, particularly if you enjoy it. And I watch all the rookies just because you want a sense of like you want to watch, at least in my opinion, you want to watch the rookies to be like, well, what does this guy play like? What is a coach going to think of him? Should I be drafting him because I think the coach is going to do this or that? Well, no, that's actually a terrible idea. Watching film to verify data is actually a terrible idea. That is, you really should do the opposite of that. If you should really only watch film if you know what you're doing, and the chances of you knowing what you're doing is light. See, it seems most people just frankly do not know what they're doing and end up you're gonna make bad decisions more often than not if you don't know what you're doing. Gosh darn it. I was really hoping a Tothek 81 was gonna give me Caleb Williams, but he didn't. And I got sniped on Njoku. Tough scenes there. Tough scenes all around, actually. Man, this is brutal. What do you do? You know what? I haven't taken Devin Neal in a while. There you go. Devin Neal. 116. I think they are speaking about like actually watching like all 22. They used to make us watch 2 hours of film per day during college football. Well, yeah. See, Blake, if you know what you're watching, that's a different thing. A to the K. There we go. That makes more sense. A to the K 81 makes a lot more sense. I saw one cool Amir. I mean, that rookie preseason run, though, people never forget. As a certified amateur film watcher, I can attest it has hurt my game. I watched 5-minute YouTube highlight. Therefore, I watched film. True. Man, let me tell you what. Our boy, Scatativo. You gotta move Scatabo down. This man is going day 3. Oh, 100%. I mean, college all 22 is even hard to find. College quote unquote film watching turns into highlight reel scouting. That's the lie. I am not doing a Travis Hunter bit. I'm not doing a bit. Travis Hunter right now, I think, is a good pick. That is no bit for me. I just had a pick in my head. What do you guys think the chances are I'm able to pull Penix around? Probably like impossible, right? I got to do it. God, I don't want, whatever. I actually don't want to make this pick at all, but whatever. Just Bombs is great. Well, I should have seen what the London drafter had at quarterback. He didn't have anyone. Okay, so he would definitely not have come back to me. He will not outplay 100% of snaps both ways. That's literally insane. Yeah, I should have just taken Caleb. Well, I didn't want to take. I don't like taking the quarterbacks back to back. Cleve TA, I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter, but he made a pretty good point on Scattaboo. 4th round prospect sitting out the one drill that everyone wants to see. If everyone assumes you are running a 4.65, how slow would you be to not clear it? Yeah, that is a very good point. Yes, 100%. I will be doing some weekly winners on stream. Probably I'm not any good at weekly winners, but whatever. I will be on I'm going to be on the dog app every day, man. I'm not going to commit to it obviously, but I am like once like training camp hits, I think I'm just going to stream every day. Saturdays, Sundays. What's the excuse? What excuse could I possibly have to not stream every day? You know? How are you going to grow a YouTube streaming channel where the only thing that YouTube cares about is if you are live or not? What's my excuse for not streaming every day? Very little one. I don't see how anyone could play both sides of the ball in the NFL and survive a full season. I don't know, man. Some people are just built different. Rusty brother, I don't live. My biological family lives very far away from me. I moved a far away from where I grew up, and I see my friends at the gymnasium in the morning, and that's all I need, bro. All right, I'm about to do a bad take here. This is gonna lead to me getting sniped and tilting. But I'm taking Colston Loveland here, and then when I get sniped, I can tilt. He also said he doesn't mind if the team who drafts him just wants him to play wide receiver. That's what I'm saying, bro. The Travis Hunter stuff it's real, bro. We're not doing bits. I'm not saying it's impossible for him to play both ways. I think it's totally possible, but he's not going to play. It'll be more like 65 or something. 65%. It is just these guys, man. They are at such a high level. Playing in the NFL is so hard. I don't know, man. If I was him, I would play wide receiver, but I don't know. What do I know? Feels like there's, not even feels like, it's just definitely true. There's more money to be made at wide receiver. His career is going to be longer. All right, I didn't get sniped. Kyle Pitts, Brock Purdy, Michael Penix, Jahmyr Gibbs, Chase Brown, Caleb Johnson, Devin Neal, Lad McConkey, DJ Moore, Emeka Egbuka, Ricky Pearsall, Donnell Mooney, Colston Loveland, Kyle Pitts. You can't be in meetings for both sides at the same time, brother. Isn't a different way to think about it that a top 3 drafting crappy team will have to justify keeping Travis Hunter off the offense? 100%, brother. I think this is actually, it's just funny. The actual issue to me overall is that the GM that drafts Travis Hunter better have some great job security, because the team that drafts him, both the fans are going to be disappointed no matter what. Unless he is like this great defensive back and great wide receiver, they're going to be like, oh, don't play him at defensive back, play him at wide receiver. Then you play him at wide receiver and he kind of sucks. And they say, oh, play him at cornerback. You know, like, I feel like it's got to be a front office situation where they're like, we're not getting fired for 5 years. 100%. Feels like you have to be a premier top 5% quarter to get paid, and wide receivers like Gabe. Well, that's okay. You want to hear a Windhorse situation? He plays his rookie contract as a cornerback, and he's okay at it, but he's not great. He's going into his free agency year, going into the 5th-year option. He tells the team, I'm done with DB. I'm not playing defensive back anymore. I want the bag. Now I'm playing wide receiver. I'm 25 years old. Now I'm playing wide receiver. I tried it at defensive back. I got hurt. I didn't perform. Whatever. Now I want to play wide receiver. Now I want to get the bag. What about it? Yeah, Hunter, he does seem like a smart, thoughtful guy. I agree. Based on when I've heard him speak, he sounds like more of a cerebral sort of understander of the game as opposed to just a pure athlete, which is kind of interesting. Give me the ball. I want to win. Throw me the goddamn ball. I had a lot of likely in weekly winners as well. Vrabel played on both sides of the ball. That is true. People forget Vrabel was like a tight end fullback hybrid guy. Let's do. You know, it would be kind of fun. It would be kind of fun on this team. Man, nah, you know what? I'm just taking Justin Fields. I was going to try and do something else, but I was like, I'll just take, instead of taking Jackson Dart for the 3rd time. Sure. Yeah, I think I would say maybe this is even the most likely thing, Nick, is that he ends up just being slightly above average at both positions. But obviously for fantasy, slightly above average at wide receiver matters a lot for fantasy. It's hard for me to capitalize on how important a slightly above average cornerback is. Like literally, I don't even know what that means. Okay. Here we go. Official. This is topical since we're doing it. Justin Jefferson, 6 feet and 3/4 of an inch, or 1. I guess what that's 1/16 of an inch. 188 pounds, 9 1/8 of an inch hands, 31 3/8 of an inch arms. Very big wingspan. Not gonna try and say those numbers, but it's a big wingspan. Which would make him 1 inch shorter and 5 pounds lighter than Justin Jefferson. I don't think that's true. I do not think that is too small for a cornerback. All right, we're up. We need a wide receiver. Let's just do something a little bit different. I take the same guys every single time. Let's take Jaden Higgins here. Let's take Jaden Higgins over Royals. And Jaden Higgins could end up being a Steeler. Jaden Higgins, he's not going to end up being a 49er. The more I think about boring Jerome Ford, he does seem like the most likely of all them handcuffs down there to start week 1 as a team starting 3-down back. How many picks do the Browns have? Browns 2025 draft. Cleveland Browns draft pro. So they might think, the thing is, so they might get another pick if they trade Myles Garrett. But how many picks do they have? So they have round 1, they have pick 2, 33, 67. Here's your issue. Here is your issue with Jerome Ford, brother. I got to disagree with you. They have 2 third-rounders. They have 5 6th-rounders. Yeah, nope. Immediately off. Immediately done with the Jerome Ford. They have 5 6th-rounders. Done. Over for Jerome Ford. I did not realize that. They are going to end up with Kalel Mullings, I don't know, Trevor Etienne, and Cam Scadaboo. Yeah, Jerome Ford. Wherever Jerome Ford was in my mental model, He is 10 spots lower than that now. The thing about Jerome Ford is that he is a committee back with 5th rounders. Jerome Ford was actually a 5th round pick, and has really only ever been used in sort of emergency situations. I don't know. Well, maybe I'm wrong though. I don't know. Well, how much Jerome Ford do I have? Oh, it doesn't. The dollar amount doesn't show for players that have already been drafted. All right, we need a running back here. Sidekick. Do we need Javonte? Yeah, this team actually does need Javonte. Colston Loveland coming in with the Travis Kelce measurables. Would you trade Jerome Ford for a 4th round dynasty pick? My other running backs are Henry. Are you trading? Yes, 100%. Yes, that is a great trade. That's an example of price sensitivity. Jalen Ward hopes. Yeah, I'm not wrong. You're not wrong, man. You are not wrong about the fantasy football community's obsession with Jalen Warren. No, if I had Jerome Ford, I would not trade him for a 4th rounder. I think 4th rounders are just so worthless. What are you getting with a 4th rounder? Yeah, no, I would keep him. All right, we are up. We need one more wide receiver. God, I hate these late wide receivers. They're so bad. So bad. I already have 2 rookies. You know what? Kayshon Boutte, come on down. Sure. These late wide receivers are so bad. I'll give you guys a hint. Not a hint. I'll just tell you my opinion. My opinion is that Roman Wilson is a better pick than Calvin Austin. Ray Davis, I think, is a good pick. Adam likes Boutte. I'm gonna end up with way too much too, just because he feels like the last guy. I'm like, well, he's probably gonna play. Like, is Jalen Naylor gonna play? Demarcus Robinson's a free agent. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine is a free agent. Devon Vele stinks. Slayton's a free agent. Like, these guys might just be like zeros. Yeah, talking myself into Roman Wilson. I mean, the excuse you can give to Roman Wilson compared to like Jermaine Burton is like, well, at least he was hurt. You know, at least he was hurt. We talked a lot about Kelce yesterday. I have Kelce ranked slightly ahead of ADP. If you go to there you go. I've got Kelce ranked as the tight. I actually have him ranked right there. Tight end 10, 107th overall. I like Gabe Davis a lot. Gabe Davis is a good pick. He had a bad ankle injury. Roman Wilson did. All right, we have a 3.572. I actually am going to take Roman Wilson on this team. So let's do... Actually, we could take any of these tight ends. They're all kind of fine. Let's do on this team... Let's go back to our roots. What's our running back situation like? We have 2 rookies. Let's take Keaton Mitchell. He's kind of my new favorite 18th round guy. Loveland 6'6", 248. Sheesh. So the thing about this is, man, you do run into this issue where it's like they become Marquez Valdes-Scantling. They become these just total losers. These Justin Watsons, these I don't know. Just these 27-year-old guys who sign these 1 year, $3 million contracts are just like basically non-entities. They're just like not fantasy. I mean, think about it. So if you just do the math, 11 personnel, every team has roughly 3 wide receivers. We are past, once you get to wide receiver 90-ish, you are past starters. You are past guys who project to get any meaningful targets. Yeah. Frankly, I don't think DJ Shark is going to go off for 1,000 yards. Well, okay, if Slayton gets 3 years, $12.5 million average per year, he is a just like a giga mega beyond smash. All right, I am officially woke to Brenton Strange. I never pulled that article up earlier, but basically the GM said he's excited about him. That's all. Hunter, 1 inch shorter, 5 pounds lighter than Jefferson. 100% bad wide receiver class. You know, it's the reverse. It's the reverse of the running back class, where it's the bad bad free agent class, good running. It's a bad free agent running back class and a good draft class. It's funny. It's a bad wide receiver class and a bad wide receiver free agent group. That's not true, right? Strange was not a 2nd round pick. He was picked much later than that. He's a 5th round pick, right? No, wow. I legitimately forgot this. Shout out to you, Mike. 61st overall, Brenton Strange. Who knew? I literally forgot. For whatever reason, the Giants just seem to hate that guy. It's like he's been bickering with the Giants for like as long as he's been on the team. I do not know why. I guess Dable hates him. People don't appreciate how impossible it was for offensive players to flourish in the Danny Dimes. I get it. Evan Ingram is better than his haters say he is, obviously. You know, Evan Ingram is not. Jordan Schultz reporting the Commanders and Texans have had significant interest in trading for Deebo Samuel. Whoa. I meant to copy and paste the tweet. Commanders, Texans have had significant interest in trading for Deebo Samuel. That makes sense to me, by the way. The Commanders being in on Deebo. Is there any shot that Theo Wees can earn a spot in a wide receiver rotation? I don't know, man. He went to Oklahoma, and he was not particularly good at Oklahoma. And then he went to Mizzou, and he was not particularly good at Mizzou either. All right. Roman Wilson to stack with Fields. Sure. Has the GM's confidence. The dreaded vote of confidence. Texans be like, send us your olds. Deebo kind of feels like a Steeler too, yeah. All right, Brock Purdy, Michael Penix Jr., Justin Fields, Jahmyr Gibbs, Chase Brown, Caleb Johnson, Devin Neal, Javonte Williams, Keaton Mitchell, Lad McConkey, DJ Moore, Emeka Egbuka, Ricky Pearsall, Darnell Mooney, Jaden Higgins, Kayshon Boutte, Roman Wilson, Colston Loveland, Kyle Pitts, and Brenton Strange. Ooh, hot sauce on the eggs in the 7 hole. Aaron, I am happy to do it. A to the K 81. Neighbors, AJ Brown, Breece Hall, Devontae Adams. The double fake Jets build. That's what I'm calling that. The double fake Jets build. I do like that start. Shakir at 79. I mean, my God, you got to stop watching Liam. Ramondre at 90. You got to stop watching the Josh and Hayden football show. Michael Pittman Jr. Didn't you know he broke his back? Caleb Williams, I like. That seems quite early on Cam Ward. That's a Soccer Dave ass pick. the 3 quarterbacks in a row, I gotta say, Stroud without Nico. What is the point? What is the point of Stroud without Nico? I don't get the point. Ferguson is fine. Cole Kmet is like 19th in order. You're hoping he turns into Laporta. I guess Schultz. You needed an adult in the room. Bayshell 210. Where do you get your ideas? Kendre Miller, where do you get your ideas? Elijah Moore, where do you get your ideas? Ricky White, where do you get your ideas? It's actually not that bad. I do not like Stroud without Nico. Maybe that's a personal problem. But there you go. Ball is Life disagrees with me. He takes them unstacked quite a bit. Maybe it just all gets solved by a new offensive coordinator. Totally possible. Stranger things have happened on this earth. All right, boys. That's going to do it for me here today. Reminder before we leave.
The Davis Mattek YouTube channel is made possible by viewers like you. Every subscriber, memby, and super chat goes to ensuring Davis doesn't have to work at State Farm. Thank you.
All right, folks. If you are making it to the end of the video, do me a favor. Well, first off, tell me, do you think Travis Hunter, wide receiver or cornerback? Second, like the video. Third, subscribe to the channel. Fourth, consider becoming a YouTube member. That really, just YouTube membies. Come on, guys. You guys all want these. You guys all want the streams. Let's keep the streams up. This is coming next week, Mr. Piss Boy. Next week, we are going to be doing the college basketball March Madness tournament here on the channel. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. And I will see all of you back here very soon. Very, very soon.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this